am, excuse me, sodium hydroxide. I am rushing to beat them. I am hoping that I can finish making this before they get home. So y'all think I can do it? Yes, no, wish me luck. So I'm about to start. I'm getting ready to pour the sodium hydroxide into the lye solution very carefully because it's caustic. All right. I'm gonna sit this over here and try and condense my mess as I'm going along. That was the sound of ice. When I mix my lye solution, hi again. When I mix my lye solution for my hot process soap, I I mix it in an ice bath. So the container is sitting in a bucket of ice, just kind of helps me regulate the temperature. And I'm gonna get started. If you've watched me before, you know that this is the loud part. So forgive me. Hello, everyone. I hope someone's watching and welcome. Please share, like and share this post. I would greatly appreciate it. As well as leave me some feedback, some comments. There are awards you can give me, all kind of goodies. So like and share, 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 share. And this is the beginning of the soap making process. I melted down my oils and heated them up to right about 200 degrees. And then I add the sodium hydroxide, which then brings the temperature up a little more and starts the saponification process, which is where the lye cooks out because I have an outside heating element, and turns it into soaps, turns it into glycerin and salts and soaps. And what I want this to do is turn into almost like a pudding. It's nice and hot, so it's moving quickly, which is what I need because it's a race against me and time. Dun, dun, dun. So give me a thumbs up, a like if you're on Facebook, share. You need to give apps permission to show me a comment. I can't really see them because I've got to keep my eye on this, but I will answer them afterwards. Oh yeah, I like this. I need to get a little thicker. And then I'll put the heat on. Go. A little bit more. I think we're going to trays. Here we go. Oh, it's cooking really fast. I'm going to put the heat on this because I think I'm nearing my volcano stage. I mean the lid. One more time. And we should be there. Here we go. And I'm actually going to put the lid back on, and now I can talk to you a little more. Today I am making Crystal Spa. It is one of our massage bars. So instead of being the square loaf, it's going to be like this. And you can see, I think you can see, I've kind of got some, a few sparkles in there, glitter, I should say, a little bit of skin safe glitter, cosmetic glitter in there, just because I think it gives it a really pretty look. I don't do a lot of glitter because it's just not my thing. But on this one, it just adds that spa-like piece of elegance or fanciness, fancy smanciness. So now I'm going to leave the top on it. Important if you are watching because you want to learn how to make soap, never walk away from a crock pot of hot soap. It does what it wants to when it wants to, and you need to be prepared. The next thing I am going to do is stir, stir, stir. And crystal spa is a really nice smell. It's very clean. It's in that watery kind of eucalyptus spa-like smell. It's got some blue lotus in it. So if you like a very clean, refreshing smell, Crystal Spa is definitely going to be right up your alley. And so now what I want to do is I want to have the heat generate and basically continue to cook the soap through the process. So what's everyone doing today? What, if you have children, do you race against time when they are either sleeping or involved in other activities, or what's everyone doing with their afternoons? Are you back at work? Where are you? I am in South Carolina. I'd love to know where you're watching from as well. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Got all my utensils over here and the clean space. There we
go. Here's a reminder. Stories.
I have reminders set. I don't know who all uses these little in-home devices or whatever.
Here's a reminder.
Alexa and I are good friends, so she helps me with keeping on track of virtual school. So I have reminders about everything, when to check homework, when they have special classes, the whole nine, because I need them. And this is what we're going to take another peek and see where we are. You can see it's starting to volcano. Usually it gets more of a pudding, but because it's a little hotter, it's trying to rush through phases, which works for me because that's what I want it to do. I want to get this done as quickly as possible, hopefully have everything cleaned up by the time they get home. So send me some good vibes. You got this, it'll be done vibes my way. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, so Crystal Spa. Why do I like Crystal Spa? I like the little massage nubs on it. It feels really good on, like, if you're one of those people that carries your stress in your neck and your shoulders, it feels really good there. I also like it on my quads and my arms. So that definitely is a really good bar if you need to just unwind after a crazy day or hour or minute or all the time. So I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna beat them. And so, like I said, I am streaming using HAPS app. If you do live videos, this one is awesome because it allows you to stream to multiple platforms at one time. So you may see me on YouTube, you may see me on Facebook or Instagram or any of those places. The other cool thing I just realized is that it saves your YouTube videos, which makes me placing them in my websites a lot easier. So if you're thinking of doing videos or going live or anything like that, definitely check out the Habs app. My link is in there. Go ahead and sign up through my account and interact with me. Leave me some hearts, leave me some masks, because you can do like awards with the points that you get. And there we go. Here's my volcano. I'm going to just kind of let it sit for just a minute. I'm sorry, I have my other phone, so you guys are hearing all kinds of noise. You see those bubbles is nice and high. And it's slowing down. Why? Erupt volcano. I like it when it goes full, like up to the top, but sometimes that's the thing with hot process soap making. As you make it repeatedly, you learn to know what to look for, and it doesn't always look the same way. Sometimes it's a quick, fast volcano. Sometimes it barely does it, and then it goes into another phase. So this one is moving slowly. You can kind of see it slowly rising, almost like bread. You can hear it if I'm quiet. I can hear it. I hope y'all can hear it and don't think I'm just losing it. Here we go. I probably could have left the heat on there a little longer. I'm gonna sit that back on there and let it trap some more heat. The heat is definitely crucial to making sure that it cooks thoroughly and that it goes through the saponification process in its entirety. That way it is skin safe and feels good. Let's see, it's getting up there now. I can see it. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and stir that. I don't want to get too high because, again, I have to stir it down. By stirring it, I'm allowing air to get into it, and it will suppress that volcano stage back down. It's super hot, so I need to be very careful. And I want to make sure that everything stays blended together really well. It'll go through an applesauce phase where it'll look like it's separating, and I will continue to either stir or hit it with the stick blender a couple times. And this is it. And to think, thousands of years ago, they were making soap in their only way without a stick blender or a crock pot, and they just stirred and stirred and stirred. They had to be some strong people, or at least one arm was really strong. Okay, and I'm gonna let it sit back in the heat for a while. And there we go. That was one of my children, the one that is a teacher. So she must be out of school. Let me get this off my gloves and throw this away. I had to walk away to the trash can for just a minute, and I'm back. There we go. And so I'll give you a little information about myself since we are waiting for this to keep moving. My name is Camille. I am the artisan and proprietor of HazelsSoapery. I have been making hot process soap for about 4 or 5 years now. I started when I cut my hair off and went natural and decided to stop getting relaxers in my hair. I needed some products that were healthy for my hair, so couldn't find anything I liked. So I started mixing up little things for my hair and stumbled across a soap making video and was like, wait a second. And then I started doing the research and realizing how even though I was making changes to become healthier, I was using skincare products that were not good for me. So I'm like, I wonder if I can try it. And I tried it once after a whole bunch of research and waiting because I was scared and all that kind of stuff. I tried it once and I have been making it since. That's where I got started. And before that, it's named, let me go back. Before that, my company is named HazelsSoapery after my maternal grandmother. And she was that grandma who everybody called when something was going on. Oh, my ear hurts. Oh, come over. I got something for you. She go in the kitchen. She whip something up. Oh, my legs hurt. Oh, come over. She go in the kitchen. She whip something up. And I was basically her shadow. So that's probably where it really began. It's just she didn't make soap, but she made all kind of concoctions. I wouldn't even call them ointments or salves, but she would just, even in her cooking, oh, well, let me make you this. Um, and so, and then after my mother, at one point went into it in a different direction, she became very interested in natural healing. So vitamins and herbs and reading all of this information about how to take care of your body without having to use prescriptions to get your blood pressure down and all that. So I think it was a natural evolution that I kind of ended up here. It'll be interesting to see where the girls go. I'm going to hit this with a stick blender. And I guess not. Maybe I kind of have a window to where the girls might go. I have two that prefer to eat vegetarian. I'm not there yet. I'm trying. Not quite there yet. So that is a little bit about me. I am always researching new ingredients and new products and trying to find ways. Ooh, careful. I don't want to have to research a new stick blender to make HazelsSoapery better. As a matter of fact, while we wait, let me show you this. This is brand new. I have made a liquid soap, liquid body wash for the first time. It is all natural, vegan friendly. The difference is our hot processed soap does contain some yogurt. I'll be adding it shortly. Other than that, I don't use lard or tallow in any of my products. Some of the other products may contain beeswax, and depending on if you're vegetarian or vegan or how you choose to live, some people don't want beeswax. However, the liquid soap, and here's one in a sample jar. The liquid soap does not contain any of those items, so it is 100% vegan friendly. This one is, let's see, what is it? Blood orange and lemongrass. And so what I'm going to be doing is sending out samples with the next 15 orders. So if you order soon, you'll get a sample of the new body soap, in the hopes that people will give me some feedback and let me know what they think. I already tried it. I love it. I need a couple tweaks because I'm that person that's really hard on myself. So there are a couple things that I want to change about it. Overall, I'm very satisfied. I enjoyed it. But like I said, a couple tweaks, and then I'm going to be rolling. I get some feedback from you guys, which will be awesome. So I am going to be sending those out with the next 15 orders. And I am just now telling the world this. So if you order now, you probably definitely get one. Here we go. This is cooking really good. Now, some people continue to keep the heat on it. I personally prefer at this point to keep stirring. So I'll be stirring for a while. To me, it just helps me make sure that it gets mixed together well. So yeah, speaking of, while I'm doing this, because this is what my arm's going to be doing for a few minutes. Speaking of liquid body soaps. What are some fragrances that you guys like? Like I said, that one is lemongrass and blood orange. I really like it. Very fresh, very clean. Um, so that one's really cool. So that one's a keeper. But because it's so new, I am definitely open to suggestions. I will definitely do a lavender. Besides that, I'm open to all kinds of suggestions. So if you guys have a smell or fragrance that you like, um, I won't call it, of course, all natural if it requires a fragrance oil. So if you say you want something like strawberries and champagne, that is a fragrance oil, not an essential oil. That one was made with 2 essential oils. So that's what makes that one all natural. But the base or the main ingredients, minus the fragrance oil, would be all natural and contain no animal products. At some point, I am going to make a bar soap as well with without the yogurt. I'm going to substitute it. I use it for the sodium lactate. It helps me to have a harder bar, which means it'll last longer for you. And it also helps with to increase the slip. So when I say the slip, I mean that feeling when you get out, if you ever use a natural soap or any soap for that matter, and you're trying to describe to someone that feeling, slip is the feeling you get when you use a soap and then you rinse it off. And you know, sometimes you rinse off a soap and you're like, ah. And then other time you're like, give me the visual with the sounds, okay? That is what we refer to when we say slip. So that's one of the things that I'm conscious of for my, you know, and for myself. And most people like it. So that is part of the reason I use yogurt as well. I'm gonna remove this from the heat because it's good and hot, and this kind of just takes up a little more space. Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna step away. And now I'm back. Did you miss me? And now it wants to volcano a little more. You see it going? See, it's swelling just a wee bit, so I need to stir some more. This is the mashed potato phase, which is good. This is what I want to see. And check it out. Looks like dinner, but it's not. It won't taste good or feel good. There we go. That's beautiful. Let that sit a little bit. Now here, I will put the lid back on because I don't want it to lose, it's so hot, the water evaporates, and I don't want it to lose all its moisture and dry out. What I want to be able to do is have this be a little more fluid. So usually if I use a lower temperature hot process method, this is almost what my soap will look like when it's done. I'm going to add the sodium lactate mix that I make and let it sit a little bit for a couple minutes before I add the fragrance oil and the color. So I just want to let this rest for a moment. As it rests, it'll kind of change colors again. It'll look a little bit more like fluffy Vaseline. And then once I get there, I'm going to add yogurt. I want to mix it up because it's got a few other ingredients in there. And I want to make sure it's mixed well. And yeah, at this point, we pretty much have soap, right? Once we get through that one page. And now you can see, it's got like fluffy Vaseline. It's got a kind of a glisten, goodness, my words are escaping me today. gloss. There we go. It's got kind of a gloss on its top, and that is what I want. That's exactly what I want. Make sure I get everything off the bottom and the sides. I don't want anything to be left out. They're not back yet, you guys. Race against time. So far, so good. I'm almost done. Watch, in 2 seconds, you're going to hear the door open, because that's what mom life is about. I'm going to add that to it. Make sure I get everything out. Here we go. Here we go. I can do it, y'all. I can do it. I'm not going to mix it yet. I want it to kind of work its way into the soap itself. And then I'm going to let that sit a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to mix it together. Now, if you are watching again because you are making, make sure, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to move that out of the way. Make sure that if you are, if you decide that you want, I'm going to go over here. Sorry about that. If you decide that you want to add things to your soap after the cook. So the cook is when it's going through the saponification process. What I refer to as after the cook is once I'm done. And that's when I add all of my good stuff. So if I was going to have like a avocado bar or a shea butter bar or something with expensive oils or like anything like that, I'm going to add it after the cook. So as it goes through the process, it doesn't lose its properties. In my experience, for me, if I add anything after the cook, I make it a point to make sure it's warm. If you add anything cold into it, you're going to get a chunky layer that sometimes may dissolve again. It may not. So everything is warm enough so that I don't have a high contrast between hot and cold, so that it blends together. See, there we go. And then that sodium lactate yogurt is going to allow my soap to become a little more fluid as well, so that it's a little easier for me to pour it, especially with this mode, because I have to make sure it gets down into the crevices really well, or it doesn't come out right. Which works because I get all the reject bars. Those are the ones that I keep. So if a nub falls off when I'm taking it out the mold, which happens almost every single time, that's my soap. And likewise, if there's something left in the pot, I make these little balls and smash them down, and they're these little discs of any soap. That's typically what I use. I don't need it to be perfect. There we go. I'm going to stir a little more. Let it smooth out some. And then I am going to add the fragrance oil. This one behaves really well in soap, so usually it kind of aids with the fluidity. Sometimes you'll have soaps that will that you'll put a fragrance in and it'll make the soap hard right away or something like that. So this one tends to behave really well normally. And then I'm going to add my color. Stir that up a little bit. I'm going to add that. Can you see me? I mix my colors with oil. Some mix theirs with water. It's just a little more conditioning for your skin. Okay, let's mix this up. I'm gonna need some more blue. Be right back. I need a little more color there. Where's my oil? Oh, there it is. Don't look in my closet if you can see it. It's not always the most organized. It works though. I know where everything is. No one else knows where everything is. It's my secret. And I'm gonna mix a little more blue in there. Ugh, gotta get these gloves off, excuse me. Teaspoon. And my little oil. I'm gonna grab a pair of gloves in just a moment. My color set, usually I do this in a bowl, and I knew that was going to be a problem, but my color set at the bottom, so I needed to add a little more. Excuse me while I grab a pair of gloves now. Understand that last 30 seconds, if I don't make it, it's because of that last 30 seconds. Otherwise, I would have made it. Because this is the race. And feels special because either I soap or I have a snack. And today I chose to make soap instead of having a snack. I never get phone calls, hardly ever. And today my phone is just blowing up. There we go. There we go. That's what I want to see. Nice color. I am light-handed as a soap maker with both scent and color. It just, from my personal skin and from feedback I receive, it works better. So people tend to, if they have sensitivities to too much scent, like my bars, because they are not heavily scented. Your soap is a wash-off product. So in theory, you should be able to wash it off and not kind of smell like you have on perfume. You know, some scent is fine, but you shouldn't have so much left behind that you smell like you put on perfume when you're done. So I'm gonna move this over. I am going to grab my scooper. I'm gonna put some in each one quickly. And then I'm gonna beat it down a little bit to make sure that it gets into the grooves. That is, told you I was gonna beat it in there. That's the most challenging part with this mold, is making sure that it gets all the way down there and that it doesn't have air bubbles. So, and then I'll top it off. And it's a little thicker than I would like, so I'm gonna have to move a little faster. Again, we're gonna beat that baby down, make sure she acts right. Spoon. Some of them are a little short. You too, my dear. Yes, I talk to my soap. Talk to everything. It's a creator's mind for you. There we go. And get that off. There's one. Man, this smells so good. This is, I know I say this is one of my favorites a lot. Literally though, seriously, this is one of my favorites. This reminds me of a scent when I used to work for Bath and Body Works. But when I used to work for them, there was a scent that I always kept in my personal stash, and this reminds me of it a lot. It smells really good. It is a fragrance oil, so it would not be considered all natural. It is definitely handmade, as you can see. But I'm pretty literal with the terms. We have some flexibility that will allow you to break things down into percentages, etc., with whether or not something is natural or not. But I'm usually pretty literal. So if I have a fragrance oil, I steer clear of the term all natural. It's kind of like organic, and people have that flexibility where it's kind of organic, but not really what you think it is when you research it. We have that flexibility as well, but I tend to try and keep it pretty straightforward. These molds can be difficult to move around, which is why I have them on the cork board, because it makes it easier for when I have to transport them into their drying spot. Again, I don't want them to shift and then not stick together. Oops, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is, if you just joined me, this is Camille with HazelsSoapery. I am making our massage bar crystal spa, which is a nice water and blue lotus smell. Very relaxing and fancy spa-like. I've been to a spa once, so it should be very spa-like. You know, I'm kind of not a homebody per se, but I've never been like into going to spas and things like that. I don't know, by the time I get out, I may be ready to just go anywhere that's open. So maybe I'll turn into one. But if you're looking for an at-home spa experience, I like to take care of myself. I just don't like going, I've just not fallen in love with spas. So if you like that experience and you can't get to it, this one is really nice to have. I just feel like I'm not banging that one enough. I'm sure I am. It's probably like, lady, stop hitting me. But I want to make sure they're right. I don't want to waste it. I need to mix this up really good so I can scoop it all out. It's that last little bit. And I think that's about a bar's worth. I'm glad I did that. So I'm thinking this one will only be a bar. Let's see. How good is my eyeball? Oh, guess what, guys? That door didn't open yet. I think I did it. Somebody give me a whoop whoop. I think I got my soap made before they returned from the park. The crowd goes wild. Yay! All that kind of good stuff. All right. And I'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to try and push another one, but what I am going to do is see if I can at least get a couple samples. Speaking of samples, don't forget my next, and I'm saying it to you first, my next 15 orders will also get a sample of our new, a sample to test. I need feedback of our new blood orange and lemongrass body soap, liquid body soap. I'm trying not to say body wash. Why? Because typically, if you buy a store-bought body wash, or a commercial, I should say, because there are some natural or more artisan soap makers in big retail now. But typically, you aren't getting a soap in that it only has um, saponified oils. You're more than likely getting something that's more similar to a detergent for your skin, um, or suffragant for a technical term. And what I offer is different. So the lather is a little different. It's not your, like I said, commercial body wash at all, but it is all natural and vegan friendly. And I'm throwing in samples because I need feedback, or testers. Let's say testers, and not really samples. Sample size testers, how about that? And that is it. And now I'll get all this stuff from around the edge and pat myself. See, this is what I make my little hand soap for me personally. I scrape all that out and then I roll it into a ball and then I use it. However, that is all I have to do left. All I have left to do, I got a little too excited. All I have left to do, watch this. Mic drop. I'm done. I beat the kids. Crystal Spa is going to go to the drying area and get ready. And I was out of it. I needed some more. I'm stocked back up and I did it. So thank you for joining me. If you did, if you just stopped in for a moment, I appreciate it. Please be sure to leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. Throw some awards around. Follow me on Haps TV or any of the other platforms where you may be viewing this. I forgot to mention, so next time, be sure to give, I think I said it, be sure to give Haps TV permission to show your comments. I can see comments when I go back through. I can't always see the name from the Haps app unless you give them that permission so that I can see who you are. But I do appreciate anyone who spent this time with me. I hope everyone has an awesome day. They call me momthebomb.com for a reason. This is why. I'm out. Deuces so I can clean up. Y'all have a great day. All right. Thank you. Bye.